Hello everybody, happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to a layout for the scrap room. Welcome to my channel. This is Jackie, JQ Crafty. If it's not crooked, I didn't create it. We are playing with the Freaky Fast formula today, as well as flavors of the month. Get the simple stories. I can't tell you what collection is off the top of my head right now, but hopefully you can tell, or I'll put it up on the screen here shortly. But it is a lovely little Valentine collection, but it also is just love. So like if you don't have super Valentine-y things to scrapbook, this one's kind of perfect because the colors are very playful and bright. And it's not just all reds either, so that's what I really like about this one. I've got a couple photos of my son. They actually happened to be taken on Valentine's Day with his cat. When he was little, this cat and him were pretty much inseparable. She would lay on my belly when I was pregnant with him, and she would follow us every time he cried, every time we had to change him. She was always by him, so then naturally he returned the favor as a toddler and would follow her around. But they're just hanging out, sitting on the couch together, watching his favorite cartoons, which was probably at the time Jungle Junction is my guess, because that is about this time frame. So with the Freaky Fast formula today, there are four 4.5 by 4.5, I think, squares. And I thought, how fun would it be to actually, instead of having the cardstock background, cut the white cardstock in and make them the part of the grid. And I'm doing kind of a slanted off grid. So like Freaky Fast formulas like this one are kind of just destined to be grids, at least somehow, and those are some of the easiest, quickest ways to do them. You don't have to. You can use your creativity and obviously probably figure out something else, but I wanted to use it as a Freaky Fast formula and get a page done real quick. So, yep, grid it is. So we've got, here, let me find some things for you that I can actually tell you a little bit more about this collection and what I'm doing. Okay, so I decided that I really liked this red polka dot background, and I wanted that to be my background instead of the cardstock. So I did, like I said, Freaky Fast formula, the 4.25 by 4.25 squares I'm doing out of white, but I did gut the white first so I could have a white border around my entire layout. And then you have a 1.5 by 7 3/4 and a 1.5 by 9 and a 2 by 11. So I thought as soon as I started cutting those, I'm going to map my photo on 2 of the white squares, and then I'm going to cut those strips out. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of have them go almost like banners on the bottom of my white squares of my grid. And see, this is what I mean by I'm slanting my grid. So I've got the 2 stacked on top of each other, and they're not lined up with the 2 below, and so they kind of slant and just create a little bit of interest on the layout. And so now I'm just figuring out what pieces I want to cut into strips. I do really love this gingham that is in this like goldeny yellow color, a very soft yellow. And then this one's fun, a black and white heart, or sketched heart. That's always fun. The only downside to having used the pattern paper, that means I have one less pattern to play with. But these colorful hearts is so cute that they were going to work perfect too. And then also this pink B-side. So I did cut an extra one so that I would have kind of 2 for each. Did I cut an extra one? Yellow, hearts, black and white. Yeah. So I could have 2 strips for each area. Or 2 strips for each row. No, I did not cut an extra one. That was the B-side. I was just looking at it. That's what it was. So it's Simple Stories, Heartthrob, I think. I think that's what it says. Heart. I can't read it. I'll have to go to the website. So I'm actually using my square ruler to line things up, and I think it still ends up crooked. That's my nature. That's how it works for me all the time. Doesn't matter. So I'm getting my grid down, and then yes, I'm using those other pieces to be strips on each row. I believe I cut the one a little bit so that you can peek out the very far right side over the photo, and then yeah, so sorry if my head's getting in the way. Heartstrings, not heartthrob. Simple Stories Heartstrings. Sorry, I've been trying to look for that for you. Simple Stories Heartstrings. But because it's a Freaky Fast formula, also it ends up relatively simple, nothing too complicated, so you can easily recreate it if you want. And I am always happy to share and willing to allow people to scrap lift my designs, so go ahead. But the Freaky Fast formula is so easy to use. I typically just cut, and then with no really planning involved. Some people will like cut scraps into the sizes, and then they plan down to which pattern they're going to use for each cut. I'm not so planny. This is the one time I like to plan a lot of things in my life, but this is the one time that I'm just like, I'm going to cut and I'm going to go where the paper takes me. This, though, however, because I knew as soon as I saw the cuts, I was like, ooh, and then just looking at the pattern papers, I thought it would be fun to do the dark red for the background and cut white for the four 4 1/4 pieces. So simple as that, just got my strips down like banners underneath my kind of 2 rows of my slanted grid here, and now I'm just playing with the embellishments and using all the fun embellishments that come in the kit. They're all going to vary per kit, so what I have here you probably won't have. You could have some of it, but you likely won't have it. Sorry, I'm trying to make breakfast at the same time. I'm trying to be multitasking because with being sick at the beginning of the month, I didn't get a lot of my voiceovers done, and then they just pile up, and the next thing I know, I'm almost behind. And actually, I am a little behind, but I'm trying not to disrupt the audio as much as possible. But yeah, lots of great little ephemera pieces and journaling spots and little fun sticker. Did we get stickers? I don't remember what we all got. I also get the embellishment add-on, so a lot of times you'll see some additional things, but I don't believe I used anything extra in this one. I'm pretty sure I just used the kit. But there you go. There's a little close-up of what we got. Oh yeah, you got some floral and some foam stickers. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day. Bye.